The Ministry of Justice, Chrispin Phiri, spokesperson to the Minister, is here with us as well. The SACP and the Premier has made it clear that the wounds of 1993 have been reopened by this judgment, and they are going to be led by the SACP as to how to take this matter forward in 10 days. Let's now go to the Ministry of Justice. Mr. Chrispin Phiri, thank you for joining us. The judgment was clear. They've stated that they've taken away the minister's powers, rather, and decided for themselves that he should be released on parole. What is your immediate response to this judgment?
Yeah, so we will still take some time to really consider the judgment. There are certain legal principles that have been outlined by the Chief Justice that we really need to grapple with, and we will do so. We'll really take our time to study it and really consider how we can apply the judgment if we can, and take it forward in that vein.
Just to clarify, the Concord has said that there were no new facts presented to it now that possibly could emerge in 5 years' time, and they couldn't understand what the delay would be in not coming to this decision right now. Is the ministry in a position to comment on that finding?
Well, the judge applied the Trencon judgment in that and outlined the factors that one considers when remitting a decision to administrator. So we will have to look at that and understand how the Trencon judgment applies in this instance, considering the fact that it's the first time that this Minister of Justice in particular has dealt with the issue. But the judge, in outlining his judgment, did speak of the entire history of the matter. And it's so something that we did take into consideration as well. But in the Minister's decision, he really did take into consideration the nature and the seriousness of the crime. And that's important because it did have a particular context to it, and it, when taking a decision of this nature, you want to ensure that the ramifications of that decision in society as well do not cause some level of uncertainty. And I think that is why the Minister took the nature of the decision, the nature of the crime into consideration. For instance, when you release a murderer back into society, you have to really consider whether the community would really be able to reaccept that person. And in this instance, that's definitely a fact that the Minister took into consideration, as well as what we say are the sentence remarks, what the court actually said about this crime. Because, of course, you don't want a political principal or someone of a political stature to undo the decision of the court with a stroke of a pen. So you do have to consider the sentence remarks. So the Minister did do that in denying Mr. Janusz Walus Parole, but the court has disagreed with that. So we'll have to really look at the judgment so that we understand what the implications are for other parolees as well who may be in a similar situation, lifers in particular. So we are required to really take into this judgment into consideration quite carefully.
So that process will kick off from this judgment, and within 10 days' time we can expect that he'll be released?
Well, from 10 days' time you would know what the exact position of the Ministry of Justice is in that regard. So we are required to comply with the court order, yes, within 10 days.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. That was Chrispin Phiri for the Minister of Justice, Ronald Lamola. It is yet to be seen how these events will fold out over in the 10-day period that has been given to the various parties to ensure his release on parole. Over to you in Studio Flow.